Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. Flower Fairy here. And in today's pick a card reading, we're going to be looking at what can you do to overcome your fears or anxiety. And to do this reading, I've laid out 3 separate piles of cards here. Pile number 1, you're going to be this red moon crystal here. That's what that one looks like. Pile 2, you're going to be this green moon crystal here. And pile 3, you're going to be this blue moon crystal here. So take a minute and focus on the piles and decide which one you're most drawn to. You can then scroll down to the description box below where I have timestamps listed for each pile. You can then scroll down to the description box below, click on your timestamp, and you'll be directly forwarded to your reading. So let's begin. Hi, pile 1. So you guys chose this red moon crystal here. I'm going to place your crystal right here. And let's start by looking at your oracle here. So you received number 12 with eternal now. Interesting. So the energy that I'm getting here, pile 1, is that a way for you to release your fears or anxiety is maybe to do some praying. And the reason I say that is because we see this man here and he's in this sort of prayer position here. So I feel like it would be helpful for you guys to maybe do some prayer to your higher power, to or whatever you believe in, whether that's God, the universe, but spending some time in prayer. And I also feel with this energy here that it might be helpful for you guys to do some breath work. So maybe doing some deep breathing exercises, doing some meditation, some yoga, anything that's going to get your breath moving and working. And I say that because we also see this man breathing out here. It's almost like he's holding his breath and doing some breathing work. So I feel like those 2 things would be really helpful for you guys in terms of reducing your fears or anxieties. Excuse me. But I'm also getting the feeling that it's about getting in touch with your spirituality and understanding that you're part of the eternal now, and understanding that you're part of something bigger. You are eternal. You are everlasting. And it's about really getting in touch with that feeling and that feeling of wholeness within you, really. So really interesting message there, pile 1. So you also have this card here, and it says, embracing rapid changes. And it says, you are fully equipped. So I feel from this card, pile 1, that a way for you guys to reduce your fears or anxiety is to work on embracing the changes that are going on in your life and understanding that you are prepared for those changes. You are equipped for those changes. So it's about not letting your fear of change overtake you and make you anxious and make you fearful, but just embrace those changes and work on becoming more fluid, more flexible with events that happen in your life. So, let's say you find out that you're going to be losing your job or something like that. It's about taking that event in a calm, peaceful way and understanding that you can deal with that event. You can deal with that change and embracing it instead of fearing it or having anxiety about it. So that's just an example that I'm giving here, but it's really about embracing change and not fearing change, not being anxious about change. So that is coming through as well. So you also have this goddess card here with empowerment. Yeah, so I'm feeling here with this energy pile one that you guys are goddesses. And I feel like it's important for you guys right now to get in touch with your inner power, to really step into your power and understand how strong you are and how capable you are of dealing with your fears and dealing with your anxiety. But you need to get in touch with that inner sense of power that you hold. And, you know, with this card, I'm getting this feeling that, you know, for some of you, it may be helpful to do some yoga or some type of movement. I get the idea of Tai Chi here. I get the idea of yoga, but something that's going to help you really tune into your inner power and really help you express your inner power. And that's going to be really helpful in terms of reducing your fears or anxiety. So really beautiful message. You also have number 35 with Raven Goddess and Magic. And it says, fly into the darkness to reveal the light within you. Wow. Yeah, so again, you've got goddess energy here, pile one, which really shows me that you guys are capable of magic. You guys have the magic inside you to overcome these fears, to overcome these anxieties. And it's about finding this light within you, finding this power within you. And, you know, we spoke about it before. It's about really embracing your inner power, your inner strength, and your ability to overcome any fears or anxieties. So really interesting. And I'm also getting the message here that, you know, it's important for you to remember your inner magic because you guys are very magical. I feel like you're very spiritual beings. I feel like you're very in touch with your intuition, with the spirit world. And it's important to connect with that right now, pile one, and really tune into that. So really interesting. So you also have number 22 with divine animals. Beautiful. Yeah. So I'm getting the message here, pile one, that a way for you to reduce your fear or anxiety may be to spend time with some animals. So if you have a dog or a cat or a pet, maybe spend some time around them because pets can be very soothing, very healing for us and can help us reduce any anxiety that we're having. So I feel like that's really important. And with this big heart here, I feel like your pets may offer you a lot of love right now, a lot of comfort. And I feel like they love you so much and they just want to help you through this period. And I'm also getting here with this lion, a lot of Leo energy, a lot of power, a lot of strength. And so this message of inner power is coming out again here for you. So I feel like it's really important for you guys to really tune into your inner power and really work on embracing that and expressing that, pile one. So finally, you have number 15 with Cathedral in the Woods. And the message I'm getting from this card, pile one, is that you may want to spend time in prayer. Um, like I said before, I feel like prayer could really help you guys right now, getting in touch with your higher power and really praying and asking for guidance. I also feel with this card an idea of spending time in nature. So maybe spending time around the trees, in your backyard, taking a walk in nature, however it resonates for you. I feel like nature could be very healing for you guys and very helpful in calming your fears and soothing your anxieties, because when we're in nature, we sort of forget about our problems. We forget about whatever is bothering us, and we get this calm, serene feeling. And I feel like that feeling is really what you guys need right now, is that calmness, that serenity, that soothing nature. So really interesting that you're getting that card here, pile one. So let's take a look at your tarot now to see if we can get some more info here. So you received the Knight of Swords card. Interesting, because the Knight of Swords is all about facing our fears and really going after what we want, being brave, being courageous. So I feel like it's really important right now for you guys to be brave and be courageous and face your fears, whatever those fears might be. So, to give you an example, let's say you fear driving. It's about facing that fear and really taking steps to overcome that fear of driving. So maybe, working in little steps, maybe the first day you drive down the street, the next day you drive further down the street, the next day you drive to your closest town. It's about facing your fears and really working on overcoming them, pile one. So that's just an example, but that's sort of the energy that I'm getting here with this card. So really interesting. You also have the Eight of Cups card, which is about moving on and leaving sadness behind. And so I feel like it's really important for you guys to, like I said before, face your fears and face your anxieties and really try to move on from them and really understand that these fears or these anxieties do not define you. They are just an emotion, a feeling that you're having, but they don't represent who you are, pile one. So it's about really understanding that and trying to move on from these fears or anxieties. So really interesting. So you also have the Knight of Cups here. And the Knight of Cups is a very loving, sort of peaceful energy. And so I feel like it's important for you guys to really work on self-love right now. Really do maybe some self-care, some self-love practices. Work on sort of focusing on the good, focusing on the happy things, and focusing on what is going to fulfill you emotionally. So maybe that's, taking a bubble bath, or maybe that's doing some yoga or eating a healthy meal. Whatever it is for you, I feel like it's important to focus on self-love right now and really give yourself that grace, give yourself that comfort and that love, because I feel like that's really going to help eliminate a lot of these fears and anxieties that you're having. So really interesting. So finally, you have the Judgment card here. I'm just going to cover this. And the Judgment card is about a favorable result or a favorable decision. And so I feel like you guys have what it takes to resolve your fears in a very positive way. I feel like you're capable of overcoming this, pile one. And I feel like there will be a positive result in the end. But I feel like it's important for you to take these steps that we've talked about, working on prayer work and working on embracing changes and recognizing your inner power and working with animals, spending time around animals. All those things are really going to help you get to this place where you're not as fearful and you're not as anxious and you're feeling good, pile one. So that is what I'm getting there. So I'm just going to get one final card for you guys from this Guardian Angel deck to sort of wrap up this reading here. So fairies and fae, how can pile one overcome their fears and anxiety? How can pile one overcome? What messages do you have for pile one, please? Final messages for pile one, please. Oops, no, that's too many. Final messages for pile one, please. One message, please, Spirit. Final messages for pile one, please. Final messages. Okay, thank you. Okay, so you received the Trust card here. And it says, you are looking at a situation from a purely physical perspective, and therefore you cannot see the bigger picture and the blessings interwoven within this event. We, your angels, urge you to trust, for all will work out in the best way possible. Let go of your fear and apprehension and allow God's healing energy to flow to you. Trust, for all will heal in ways you never thought possible. Wow, pile one. That's amazing, because this card is talking about letting go of your fears and worry and trusting in God, trusting in your higher power's healing energy, and trusting in yourself to overcome these fears and anxieties. So that's an amazing final message there, pile one. So I feel like that's all I have for you guys today, pile one. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. It's a great way for us to exchange some positive energy here today, and I would love to have you as part of the Flower Fairy family. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hi, pile two. So you guys chose this green moon crystal here. I placed your crystal right there. And let's take a look at your oracle first. So you received number 34, withhold your center. Interesting. So I'm getting this message here, pile two, that a way for you to overcome your fear and anxiety is to really get in touch with that inner peace inside you. Get in touch with your core, your center. And, there's a couple ways of doing that. I feel like for some of you, yoga or meditation work would be really helpful in getting in touch with your core. I also feel like prayer and spiritual work would be really helpful for some of you in terms of finding that center, finding that peace, that stillness within you, and knowing that you are capable of dealing with any fears or anxieties that you're going through. Really centering yourself, grounding yourself, and I feel like for some of you, grounding work could also be helpful. So spending time in nature, um, maybe just walking in the dirt barefoot, doing some grounding meditations, some grounding chakra work. All of those things I feel like will really help you guys find your center and hold your center. So really interesting message there, pile 2. So you also received number 36 with blue shark, and it says serendipity, meant to be. What's next is no accident. Interesting. Yeah, so I'm getting this energy here, pile 2, that a way for you to overcome your fear or anxiety is to simply let things be and to understand that whatever's happening in your life, whatever you're experiencing, is meant to be. It's serendipity. It's divinely guided. And like this card says, what is next is no accident. And I feel like that's going to bring you guys a lot of comfort, a lot of peace, and it's going to help reduce your fears and reduce your anxiety once you realize that you don't have control over the situation, that it's happening for a reason. It's happening outside of your control. And giving up that feeling of control, that need to change the outcome or the need to control the outcome is really going to bring you guys a lot of relief, I feel, and a lot of peace, because you're not going to be so worried about, oh my gosh, what is going to happen here? How can I change this? How can I fix this? It's going to just relieve that burden from you. And, it's important to understand that sometimes things happen in life that are just meant to be. They're part of our destiny. They're part of our fate. And I feel like your spirit guides and the Fae are coming through with this message of just letting things be here and understanding that they're meant to be. So really interesting, pile 2. So you also have the Eagle card here with higher vision. Beautiful energy. Yeah, so another way for you guys to overcome your fears or anxiety, I feel, is to just have this really broad perspective of things, this higher vision of things. And it sort of goes along with this card here, but it's about realizing that whatever is happening to you is meant to be. It's part of your destiny. And it's about having this higher vision, this higher perspective. And again, I'm getting this message of doing some spiritual work, getting in touch with your guides, asking for guidance, whether that be from your spirit guides or whether that be from God or your higher power, whatever it is for you, but really tuning into the bigger picture here, the higher, the lesson in whatever you're learning, is going to be really important, pile 2. So you also have number 38 with insight, spiritual teacher. And it says, connect with a spiritual teacher and tap into higher wisdom. Wow. So again, you have higher wisdom here, higher vision. There's really an emphasis on that for you, pile 2. And I feel like, for some of you, like this card says, it may be helpful to look for a spiritual teacher right now, somebody that can help you connect with spirit and connect with your guides. And, I'm getting this feeling of, this tapping into higher wisdom. And for some of you, you may be able to do this on your own, through meditation or through yoga or, through deep breathing. But for some of you, you may want to seek out a teacher, a guru, or maybe a religious leader, whoever that is for you, to sort of help you tap into your higher wisdom, into your inner voice and your insights. So I really feel like, that's going to help you guys in terms of overcoming any fears or anxiety here. So you also have number 13 with Architect of the Universe, Architect of the Unseen. Interesting energy. So I'm getting this message here, pile 2, that for a lot of you, it's the unseen or the unknown that's making you fearful or anxious. It's the idea of not knowing what's coming next or what's going to happen. And that's sort of the cause of your fears and your anxiety here. And I feel like Spirit is coming through with this message that it's okay to let things be. It's okay for things to be unknown, for things to be unseen. That's part of life, is that we're not always going to know what's going to come next. We're not always going to know what the result of a situation is going to be. And that's part of life. That's part of living. And, understanding that whatever happens is divinely guided. It's meant to be. There's a reason for it. So again, we're coming back to this idea of sort of surrendering here and letting your fear go, letting your worries go, and just understanding that whatever happens is meant to be. Even if it's unseen or unknown to you, it's important to just surrender to that and release those fears. So really beautiful, pile 2. So finally, you have number 37 with focus. So again, I'm getting this idea of focusing on getting back to your core, holding your center, pile 2, and focusing on the positive, focusing on the love in your life, the light in your life, the healing forces in your life, and not focusing on your fears or your anxieties, but really putting your focus on what matters, which is, knowing that things are meant to be, surrendering to things, and focusing on the love in your life, because I see this big heart here with this beautiful light. And so I feel like Spirit is all around you, pile 2. And they want you to know how much they love you and how much they want you to heal from this. They want you to get over these fears and these anxieties. So it's about focusing on that love, focusing on that healing energy, pile 2. So beautiful energy there. So let's take a look at your tarot now to see if we can get some more info. So you have the Magician card here with willpower, action, creation. Yeah, so this card is about taking action, pile 2, in order to overcome your fears and anxieties. It's about doing these things that we talked about, working on your center or your core, surrendering to the universe, working with maybe a spiritual teacher, gaining a higher perspective. All those things are ways for you to overcome these fears. And it's also about having the willpower to do this, really gaining the inner courage and the bravery to face your fears, to face your anxieties, and to work on healing them, work on overcoming them. So really important, pile 2. So you also received the Queen of Wands here. Wow. With charisma, confidence, joy. Beautiful. Yeah, so with this card, I'm getting the message here that it's important for you to really work on your inner confidence right now, pile 2. Work on that sense of empowerment, that sense of, I can do this. I can overcome these fears. I can face these fears. And know that you are capable, pile 2. Know that you're capable of healing. You're capable of overcoming things. And, you know, it's also about, you know, remembering the joy in life and focusing on the joy, focusing on the good things, the love in your life, the happiness in your life, you know, not letting the negative things overtake your mind, but really focusing on the positive, pile 2. So beautiful. You also have the Justice card here with truth, responsibility, clarity. Yeah, so I feel like with this card, pile 2, that it's about taking responsibility for your own growth here and your own healing. And like I said before, taking action towards overcoming your fears and taking responsibility for that healing process. And I feel like, you know, it is going to be difficult for some of you to do that, but I feel like, you know, by working on your self-confidence and really getting in touch with your inner courage, I feel like you guys can do this. And I feel like it's really going to bring a lot of healing for you and a lot of clarity. So really beautiful. You also have the Queen of Cups here with calm, empathy, wisdom. Yeah, so again, this message of calmness is coming through here, pile 2. So I feel like anything you guys can do to maintain this sense of calm is going to be helpful for you, whether that's doing some breathing work, doing some meditation, doing some yoga, working with a spiritual teacher, whatever it is for you. I feel like it's really important for you to get in touch with this inner sense of calm, this inner peace right now. And I feel like this card is also saying, remember to love yourself, pile 2. Remember to give yourself what you need to fill your cup. You know, whether that's taking a walk, whether that's having a nice meal, exercising, whatever it is that you need, make sure that you do that right now, pile 2, and make sure that you love yourself through this healing process and through this time of fear and anxiety. Really have empathy for yourself right now, pile 2. So beautiful message there. So I'm just going to get one final message for you from this Guardian Angel deck here. So Fairies and Fae, what final message? Thank you. So you received the Inspiration card here, and I'll read it to you. It says, a wave of inspiration and a stream of beautiful ideas are about to enter your aura. It is important that you trust your intuition at this time. Pay attention to unusual thoughts that come to your mind and do not discount your imagination. Many wonderful ideas which have served humanity were initially scoffed at or ridiculed. We, your guardian angels, will help you discover ways to apply your ideas and manifest new realities for your life. Wow, that's amazing, pile 2, because we were talking about trusting your intuition, you know, working with somebody to help you get in touch with your intuition, or doing work on your own to get in touch with your intuition. And that's what this card is talking about. It's about trusting your intuition and trusting your ideas right now. So if you have ideas that come to you about how to overcome a certain fear or anxiety, really trust that, pile 2, and really work on doing whatever your intuition is telling you, in order to heal these fears or anxieties. So really beautiful energy there, pile 2. So I feel like that's all I have for you guys today, pile 2. I hope you liked the reading. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. It's a great way for us to exchange some positive energy here today. And I would love to have you guys as part of the Flower Fairy family. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here today, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hi, pile 3. So you guys chose this blue moon here. I'm going to place it right here. And let's start by looking at your oracle here. So you guys received number 2 with second ray of wisdom. Wow, powerful energy there, pile 3. So I'm getting the message from this card here that a way for you guys to overcome your fear or anxiety right now is to maybe do some spiritual work or some prayer work to get in touch with your higher wisdom, to what your guides are telling you, to what the angels are telling you, to what your higher power is telling you, to what your inner voice is telling you. Because I feel like this wisdom is all around you, pile 3. And I feel like your guides really just want you to tap into this wisdom, tap into this spiritual wisdom right now. Because I feel like that's going to be really helpful in terms of reducing your fears and anxiety, is trusting in your higher power and trusting that they have the answers for you. They have the guidance that you need, pile 3. And I feel like it's really going to relieve a lot of your anxiety right now, is just having this connection with spirit and this trust in spirit, that they have your back, pile 3, that they are watching out for you. So really beautiful message there. You also have the monkey card with perspective. Interesting. So with this card, I feel like your guides are really wanting you to have perspective right now, pile 2, and to take your fears and your anxieties into perspective. So it's about recognizing when you're having a fear or an anxiety and saying to yourself, is this a rational fear or is this an irrational fear, an irrational fear, and really putting it into perspective and understanding that this fear is not, it's not taking control of your life. It's not something that, is that bad, or, it's about putting it into perspective, realizing that it's just a feeling, or it's just a emotion that you're having. It's not, necessarily reality or what's happening. A lot of our fears come from this, need to want to control the situation and, not feeling in control. And, it's about just looking at the situation and saying, in the bigger picture, how big is this problem, or how big is this fear? And most of the time, it's going to be very minor in terms of, the bigger picture. So it's about having that perspective, pile 2, and understanding that your fears may not be as great as you think they are, or as bad as you think they are. So really interesting message there. So you also have number 14 with giant oceanic manta ray and life is a marathon. It says, don't burn yourself out in one sprint. Interesting message. Yeah, so I feel like with this card, the Fae really want you to slow down, pile 3, and not try to accomplish so much in one day, but understand that life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And it's about taking things slowly, taking things calmly, taking things in steps. Because I feel like for a lot of you, your fears or anxiety come because you've overwhelmed yourself. You've put so much pressure on yourself to accomplish so much in such a short amount of time that it's making you anxious and it's making you fearful of actually being able to do those things or accomplish those things. So Spirit really wants you to slow down and really enjoy life, enjoy the process, and don't overwhelm yourself. Don't burden yourself with having to do too much. And, I feel like that's going to be a really good way for you guys to overcome your anxiety, is to just slow down and really take things in stride, take things in steps, pile 3. So really interesting. So you also have number 36 with reflection and hero pose. And it says, embark on the journey to invite acceleration of your soul's path here on earth. Yeah, so this card is about reflecting on things, pile 3. It sort of goes with this perspective card here. It's about putting your fears and anxiety into perspective and really reflecting on how you react to certain situations in your life. Are you reacting in a rational manner or an irrational manner? Is this a rational fear or an irrational fear? And sort of reflecting on how your inner nervous system is working and how effectively it's working for you. And I also get this feeling of stillness here and meditation. So I feel like meditation could be really helpful for some of you guys to sort of calm your mind and come into this place of stillness, this place of peace, and to really reflect on yourself and your life and how you're approaching things. So really beautiful, pile 3. You also have number 4 with Dreamtime Odyssey. Interesting energy. Yeah, so I feel like Spirit is coming through with this message that a way for you guys to overcome your fears or anxiety is to pay attention to your dreams, pile 3. Because, a lot of times our fears, our inner fears or anxieties come out while we're dreaming, come out in the dream time. So it may be helpful for you to keep a dream journal and write down what fears are coming up in your subconscious, what fears you're facing. And that way you know what fears you need to face in order to overcome them. Because we can't solve a problem unless we know what the problem is. And a way to do that is to pay attention to your dreams, because a lot of times they're telling us what we're fearful of or what we're anxious about. And so Spirit is coming through with this message of paying attention to your dreams right now, pile 3, and really writing down any fears or anxieties that are coming up in your dreams or your, nightmares, whatever that might be. So really interesting. So finally, you have the number 23 with Nourish card. Yeah, so I feel like Spirit really wants you to take care of yourself right now, pile 3. Really nourish yourself. Make sure you're getting good, healthy meals. Make sure you're getting exercise. Make sure you're paying attention to your mind and how you're approaching things, how you're reacting to things, um, and really nourishing your mind right now. Um, I feel like this is a great way for you to help yourself heal right now and help yourself overcome these fears is by really taking care of yourself and really nourishing yourself and making sure that you're getting enough sleep at night and you're eating healthy and you're exercising, because all of those things matter and all of those things help us deal with different anxieties that we face in everyday life. Because if we're not sleeping well, then we get tired and we get antsy and we get all of these different things happen, and we're not able to deal with daily life well. We're not able to deal with anxieties in a rational manner. So it's really important that you nourish yourself right now and you really maintain this sense of equilibrium. So really important, pile 3. So let's take a look at your tarot now to get some more info here. So you received the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. So with this card, I'm getting this idea of imbalance here, pile 3. I feel like for a lot of you, maybe you're working too much or too hard. Maybe you're, focusing on making money, whatever it is. I feel like it's sort of overwhelming you right now and sort of putting this pressure on you, this burden on you. And so I'm getting this idea that, it's really important to take things easily right now, pile 3. And we saw it before with this, life is a marathon card. Remember not to burn yourself out, but just really take things slow right now, pile 3. So interesting energy. You also have the Queen of Fire, which is the Queen of Wands in reverse. So another message coming through here is that it's important to get in touch with your inner fire here, pile 3, your inner courage, your inner bravery, and really work on gaining the courage to do these things, pile 3, to face your fears and to work on your fears and, to do all these things that we talked about before, really getting in touch with that sense of action, that sense of purpose, and, taking action towards healing, taking action towards facing your fears. So really interesting. So you also have the Devil card in reverse here. Interesting. So I feel like for some of you, you might be feeling sort of powerless to change things and not sure of what to do, not sure of what steps to take. And you're sort of feeling tied to this feeling of anxiety. You're feeling trapped in that state of anxiety. And, Spirit is coming through with this message that you can overcome this, pile 3. You can get out of this trap of anxiety, but you need to work on doing these things, having perspective and working on taking things slowly and really getting in touch with spirit and doing prayer work and all of those things, writing down your dreams. All of those things are going to help you get out of this trap and feel free again, feel untied from this anxiety, from this fear. So really interesting. So finally you have the Ten of Fire in reverse here, which is the Ten of Wands in reverse. So yeah, again, there's this feeling of burden here and sort of being overworked or overstressed. So it's really important, like we talked about before, to release this burden from yourself, pile 3. Work on maybe delegating some things to other people or lessening your workload, however it resonates here. But really free yourself from this feeling of having to accomplish everything in one day, and let yourself just take things in stride, take things slowly. And I feel like that's really going to help you in terms of your anxiety here, pile 3. So very interesting. So I'm just going to get one final message here for you from this Guardian Angel deck to wrap up your reading. So fairies and fae, what final message do you have? Thank you. So you received the opportunity card here, and I'll read it to you. It says, wondrous possibilities and opportunities await you. Stop dwelling on past mistakes. Surrender the past lovingly. There is nothing to regret. All is always in perfect and divine order. Everything that you've ever experienced has helped you in some way. The past is behind you. The path ahead is clear. Move forward joyfully and fulfill your heart's desires. Wow. Beautiful, pile 3. Yeah, so this card is about surrendering the past, pile 3, and not letting your past mistakes define you or dominate your thinking, but just letting them go and understanding that there's so much opportunity in your future, and there's so much hope and so much positivity that's before you, that's ahead of you, and really recognizing those opportunities, pile 3. So beautiful closing message there. So I feel like that's all I have for you guys today, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. It's a great way for us to exchange some positive energy here today, and I would love to have you as part of the Flower Fairy family. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here today, and I will see you next time. Bye.